This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here with an agent of Your Castle Real Estate. This agency has been one of the largest non-franchise agencies. It's locally owned, helping you with Denver real estate and beyond. I am here with Carol Guzman. Carol, let's start off a little bit about yourself. You yourself have been involved in real estate really actively for nearly 2 decades. Quite honestly, this is something that you've learned about, you continue to be passionate about. Basically, your personal attention and understanding the client's needs have pretty much excelled you. You're now a platinum, basically member. That is something that has happened throughout the years. Share with me, go back to when this passion began for you.
Well, it began for me in 1999. My husband had owned the Midtown Pharmacy down at 20th and Franklin Street, and I had worked with him for a while and decided, you know what, would it be okay if I go out and get my real estate license? And he said, you know, sure, go for it. So went and got my real estate license, started hitting it really hard, and went through my ups and downs through the years. And then it wasn't until I actually got on with Your Castle Real Estate in 2012, got the call from Lon Welch to come join the team here. And that's when my market knowledge started to pick up, and I started to really excel at what I was doing in real estate.
Let me ask you this. I mean, quite a few years, quite a bit of experience. The Denver market is still pretty newsworthy. Quite a bit of activity. How do you feel the market has changed today compared to years ago when you first started?
Well, it's increased in property values significantly over the years. I know it's been kind of cyclical since 2006. I know in 2006, 7, and 8, we were kind of in a down market all the way through even 2011, and then it didn't start picking up again until 2012, 13, 14, and then it's just taken off from there.
Let me ask you, why would it be important for folks out there to have a professional with them?
Well, it'd be important for negotiating purposes, and then also to make sure that you're aware of the contract and how it reads. I like to recommend an hour's counsel with a lawyer if they so choose to, because a lawyer is always important in having any transaction. You want someone with that kind of expertise to go over your contract with you. I'm there and I go line by line through all my contracts with my clients, but as an added measure, I always give them the first hour with an attorney if they so choose to do so.
Excellent. I mean, obviously there are 2 sides to every transaction in real estate. Let's go ahead and start with the buyer side. We have a lot of people relocating here to Denver. Many of them don't even know Denver. They don't know the market. They don't know the neighborhoods. As a local professional, is this something you can help the buyer with out there?
Definitely. I can definitely help any buyer buy according to how they, depending on what area they want to go to. I sit down with the buyer and I go through and let them know exactly the entire buying process so that they know exactly what's going to happen from contract to close, and there's no surprises in between.
No surprises in between. Let's talk about some of those steps. First of all, is it important for you to actually know a little bit about your client, know what their concerns are, know what their needs are, before you even begin the search for them looking for that dream home?
Yes, it is. I sit down with my client and I find out exactly what are their passions, what are their needs, what are their desires, and I intently listen to what they feel they need to do. And then I go from there and I narrow down areas of town to where they think they might want to live and show them exactly what's out there. We go by price point, and we go by neighborhood. A lot of the neighborhood, of course, is determined by the price point, because different areas of town have different price points. So depending on what their price point would be where we would look.
One of the things that you're able to do out there is provide a lot of tools for people to help them. I mean, right on your website there, you've got a search tool, which makes it really easy to kind of tailor in a little bit. You've even also have automated searches where basically they can really stay on top of the market, find out what's hitting the market. Is that important to stay on top of things to make sure you get what's out there?
Yes, it is. It's very important to make sure. So when I have a new buyer client, for example, I like to put them in an MLS portal where they can get listings of different areas that they desire. And then from there, they can kind of watch the market with me and let me know, hey, I like this area or I like that area. We go look at the area together. We see some properties in different neighborhoods, and it kind of helps me so that I better know what their tastes are. They can leave me notes in the portal and leave me ideas. You know, if they like a particular property, they can mark it with a heart, for example, to know that they love that property. So I want to make sure I show it the next time I'm out with them. Things like that. So it makes it easier for me to find them a property when they're involved in the process as well.
Interesting. I mean, gone are the days of the 90s, the 80s, when anybody could get financed. How important is it that you're able to direct them in the right to the right professionals when it comes to financial assistance, everything from mortgage brokers, that type of thing? Is it a network that you put together that you can help them with professionals?
Yes, it is. I've got a very extensive network of professionals that I could refer them to. Our in-house lender at Castle and Cook Mortgage, that would be one option that I would that I could help with buyer clients. I also have very close connections at Nova Home Loans as well, and then also Eagle Home Mortgage. So there's different mortgage companies out there that I do business with, and I would like them to research all three of these and decide which one fits their need.
As a buyer, obviously, we want the best bang for our buck. Why is it important to have a certified negotiator? I mean, really a certified negotiation expert on their side helping navigate?
Well, it helps because I've been through hundreds of different transactions and lots of different scenarios. So whenever a particular situation comes up, you know, I have the calmness to approach it methodically. And a lot of times people get all excited in the transaction and they get angry. Then a lot of things go back and forth. And I try to calm the client down and say, look, you know, we're negotiating here. So let's think how we can best negotiate to your benefit. And we sit down and we look at all the options. I consult with them and I let them know, if we do A, this will happen. If we do B, this will happen. How do you want this to transact? And then we then better know how to go to bat for them once I know what they want me to do. And then I go to the other side, find out about the other agent. We talk to the other agent together. That agent works on behalf of their client. I work on behalf of my client. And hopefully all of us can come together to a win-win situation for both of our clients.
Amazing, the art of negotiation. I mean, because quite honestly, that's, I think, really what a professional brings, first of all, is the fact that you're not emotionally tied into it. You're looking at it as a business transaction. That definitely helps. And not all the time are we talking about negotiating money or price. Many times you're talking about repairs, inspections that are needed, that type of thing. Is that something that is valuable so there's no surprises on the back end?
Yes, it's very valuable. I like to consult with my listing. Whenever I have a listing, I like to consult with my sellers and say, look, it's going to be to your advantage if you go ahead and do a pre-inspection, because that way we're going to know all of the surprises that may be hidden, and we can address all those surprises so that when you do get a viable buyer, all of that will be done, and there'll be nothing to really negotiate. You know, they won't find any surprises hidden. And if they do, we can get beyond that and show them that we've hired the appropriate professionals to address any issue that comes up. So that's usually the best way to resolve that kind of negotiating.
I mean, when you go to a closing table without a professional, I think it's kind of reckless. I mean, it can even be dangerous because there's so many legalities out there. There's so many tasks, documents, delivery, deadlines. I mean, does it almost take a team of professionals to make sure this all comes together smoothly?
Yeah, it does. A lot of times I would hire a transaction management company to kind of help me with some of the paper load. Whenever it gets kind of crazy at times, I can do that. But for the most part, it's just staying on top of the paperwork. The minute that I get the transaction put together, I like to get all my documents ready, send them all out, and just watch the process as it goes through, watch my deadlines. But it does really take a whole team, especially if you're doing 7 to 10 different transactions all at once. Then you definitely need help, you know, with managing that paperwork.
So nonetheless, you provide peace of mind for people out there that are basically buying in the market here. Let's talk about the folks that are actually selling. When I read the news out there, it almost seems the media wants us to believe that the market's starting to cool down when it comes to selling. Yet is really the bulk of the inventory pretty low out there? I mean, do we really need more?
Yes, we do. A normal inventory would be 6 months of inventory on the market. Don't know if you realize this or not, but I believe it was in 2012, we were at 39,000 homes on the market. Today, we're at about less than 5. So we do definitely need more properties on the market right now. A balanced market is at 6 months. Right now, we're still in a seller's market. But it's certain areas, because all the areas of Denver are a little bit different, So what might be a seller's market for one neighborhood might actually be a buyer's market in another. An example of that would be I handle senior communities. So the communities of Windsor Gardens and Heather Gardens are heavily with 55 plus community. There's 27 properties available for sale in both of those communities. So it's a heavy buyer's market in those areas right now because of the amount of properties in both of those communities. Where if we were to go out and try to find something in Glen Eagles Village, for example, there's no properties to be found whatsoever. There's nothing on the market right now. So it just depends on on the area, exactly.
Let's talk about the first step when somebody decides to sell their property out there. Share with me how a comparative market analysis is very important. Why is it important for me as the selling to understand what's out there, see other properties so that I put the best price on it so I get the best bang for my buck, but also at the same time I don't leave it on the market forever.
Yeah, well, a CMA is very important because, number one, it helps you determine value, and it's also very good to put together a CMA to have that ready for whenever the appraisal process decides to happen. You can also, as a realtor, I like to share my comps with my appraiser to kind of help to show him market value as well in case he might not be knowledgeable of the neighborhood or whatnot. But anyway, the CMA is very important in that you get like properties and you compare them with other like properties in the neighborhood that have recently sold within the past year. We normally like to get the last 6 months to make it more accurate. But if there's not enough for sale in that time frame, then we go out to a year to try to find those comps. So then
quite a process.
Yeah, it is quite a process, and we narrow it down. You want to to square footage, and then also you want to have a like property type. Like, for example, you'd want to compare all ranch-style properties with other ranch-style properties, two-story properties with other two-story properties, and then it just makes it easier to determine value that way once they're of the same style.
Now, once we put an initial price on the house or the property, the next thing is to be able to get it out there. I mean, really, gone are the days of simply putting a sign on the front lawn, putting it in the MLS, and you're done. This is really about marketing. Do you feel it's very important for each one of the properties to have a marketing plan put in place?
Yes, it is. It's very critical to have a very good marketing plan put in place. You want to be able to know exactly where you're going to market it on the internet. You want, internet marketing is huge nowadays because that's everybody's on their mobile device. Everybody's on a computer right now. So you have to have very good high quality pictures. You want to have the best photography out there and to show your home in the best possible light to show that value. One
of the things as we move along, we've got it out there on the market. You're able to help people with prepping of the home as well, making sure it looks good. But then once again, from somebody who's selling, very important to have somebody who can negotiate again, like you say, to make sure it's a smooth process. And then once you get to the actual contract, the closing, you're basically saying there's 50 plus steps involved that each have to take place. At the end of the day, it becomes peace of mind, I would imagine, for people that are selling in their home and can enjoy.
That's exactly right. You want to have the right professional on your side helping you every step of the way. That goes not only from the real estate agent, but also the inspectors that you use, The title company you use is huge. You know, all of these pieces all fit together, and it all culminates in how you're going to better sell your home to get the highest price possible for you.
Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see, first of all, is a very comprehensive website that she has put together there. It's a 5280 website that basically is going to walk you through a lot of the details. Quite a bit of information right there on the website. I mean, it really can be an educational process for you, regardless if you're buying or selling. She's got a complete search engine right there where you can find out a little bit more about the neighborhoods. She is basically a 5-star agent for some of the major web searches out there, like that of Zillow. So she basically knows how to get it out there as well. As you're on the website, take a look at the testimonials. You're going to find people that have basically put their trust in her for nearly 2 decades to navigate through the real estate process out there. I really believe that a good agent is somebody who crosses their T's, dots their I's. They know how to put the contract together legally, but yet at the end of the day, to make a great real estate agent is somebody that understands this is more than just property. This really is a people business. Is that something you've always prided yourself on as far as listening and learning about the client?
Yes, I take great pride in turning transactions into relationships with my clients. I like to sit down with them and for years and years, you know, communicate with them frequently and find out how they're doing.
Right.
I know I do a great deal. I'm a senior specialist, so I do a lot of real estate with my senior clients, and I see them, you know, during the summertime when I run the Highline Canal Trail. I'll see them back there behind Windsor Gardens. They're walking their dog. You know, relationships are highly important in my business, and that's how we get referral business as well. As a real estate professional, you know, we're independent entrepreneurs, and so the only way that we can get more deals is if we can develop those relationships. The easiest way to get the business is by a referral from your client, and that's also the highest compliment we can receive from someone that we've helped before.
Someone you've helped before. As I look at the testimonials, I see things like no-nonsense businesswoman. She knows what questions to ask, not afraid to ask them. Basically going the extra mile, going up and above. When you read some of these reviews and testimonials, is this continue to be rewarding for you?
Yes, it is very rewarding for me. I like to ensure that my clients are satisfied. I like to deliver superior service or exceptional service and superior results. I like to make sure that my clients are number one.
Well, tell me what separates you from other realtors out there.
What sets me apart from other real estate professionals in my field is my market knowledge of the senior communities, along with my patience and determination in helping my senior clients locate the perfect community that not only meets their needs but also their budget.
Wonderful. Last time, viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see again is the website. The website is chock full of information. Check out the search engine right there. You can check out and see what's hot in the neighborhoods there. Basically, when she signs you up and you come on, you're going to basically have a lot of information at your disposal. They say time is money. You're basically going to find out what's on the market, what's hot, what's not. Even as the market changes, that sometimes is necessary to change the price out there. This is basically a professional that has been doing this since 1999, now an agent for Your Castle Real Estate, basically Denver real estate and beyond. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.